What's up, guys? EraseableCrab here. Welcome to the Battles 2 Beginner mini-series. This mini-series will just be a series of me going through the basics to advanced stuff. Basically, if you're a new player, this is your guide. I'm going to break it down into a mini-series instead of doing one whole episode. That way you guys can break it down into the different pieces, and I think that'll help you out more than if I just did one big video. Then you have to think about the entire thing. So the first thing to do here is go to the Battle Ready quests, and it says day 1, play 1 game, unlock a new monkey, send 300 balloons, complete 3 more quests to claim 100 monkey money. That's definitely new. It's changed a lot since I first started. So without further ado, let's hit the battle, which I'm assuming will take us to the tutorial. We got Quincy. We have the dart, the bomb, and the tack shooter as our towers, and then we have Quincy as our hero. Not sure how the game audio is going to be, so I'm going to try to explain things the best I can, but let's see if it even tells us what to do. Pop the balloons before they escape. Okay. So, we're going to press Q. We're going to put Quincy right there. That is a very good spot for Quincy on this map. Now, I'm not sure if this tutorial has changed that much since I first played, but it's definitely changed since I first played, if you know what I mean. Let's put a dart monkey here. I'm gonna get a 302 spikeable. I'll explain more about that after we go through the tutorial. But I made a brand new fresh account for this purpose. If you guys want, I can do like an entire series of me getting from Red Balloon Camp all the way to like Moab Pit, or maybe even the Hall of Masters. I just don't know what you guys want, so let me know in the comments. Now, this tutorial isn't that great right now, and the Battles 2 tutorial has notoriously been bad. What I should be doing this entire time is ecoing with a grouped reds on round 1 and 2, and then round 3 switch over to group blues, which we will be doing. But it doesn't... I know the Battles 2 tutorial never explained how to eco, how to farm, anything like that. Really how to make money in general, so this is more of a guide so you can learn the basics. The basic amount of ecoing that you need to do, the basic amount of rushes, common rushes, and I will eventually have videos on how to defend common rushes and what to send as common rushes. Those will be separate from this series, but this series will have those videos as well. It's just under something different because this is the Battles 2 Beginner series. So those are more like main focus videos, whereas this is specifically focused for this purpose. Earn trophies by winning games. Use trophies to climb the leaderboard or reach 30 trophies to get promoted to the Yellow Stadium and the weekly arena leagues. Alright, so this is Battles 2 current trophy system. It's changed a lot since I first played. So basically what you need to know, in Red Balloon Camp, you don't even need to worry about this whatsoever. The leaderboard has no effect in Red Balloon Camp. We have 27 trophies till promotion. We could join a clan. We're not going to do that. We played a game. Let's claim our reward for that. We got 20 monkey money. We sent 300 balloons. Claim 20 monkey money from that. So now we have the monkeys tab unlocked. So right now it's telling us we could unlock the boomerang. We could unlock the ice. Or we can unlock the glue gunner. Now, I'm going to hold off on that because I think the best thing that you can unlock early is the monkey sub. As the monkey sub can decamo, that's really the only tower you'll need to unlock early game, but obviously we don't have enough monkey money for that right now. So we're gonna play another battle. That way we can actually get monkey money to afford that. Up on the roof, this is an okay map, not my favorite. Garden, I'm gonna skip that, hopefully get something better. Mayan again, okay. Again, same strategy, because we have 0 other towers unlocked, 0 other heroes right now. So you can actually see here, we're playing against a real opponent. This is somebody else that's in Red Bloom Camp. This is no longer the tutorial. However, similar to the tutorial, we're going to place Quincy in that exact same spot. That's the best spot for him. You want to send grouped reds immediately. After you get Quincy down, you want to send those immediately. That way you're building up your eco, which is this green number right here in the top middle. The round count is to the right of that. We're on round 1 of 40. And you can see we have our money over here. Every time this coin fills up, you get whatever numbers here. Now, we are going to put a tack shooter, which on my keyboard is the hotkey R. We're going to put it right there. And we're going to get a 102. So you see these over here? So this is telling me the top path has been upgraded 1 time. The bottom path upgraded 2 times. Middle path is closed because you can't have 3 paths. But we count that as 0. So if you ever watch a video and you're hearing somebody say, I have a 203 tack sprayer. 203 tack sprayer. That's what this is. And then on round 3, you want to send grouped blue balloons. You can tell they're grouped because A, there's 2 of them. And B, they don't have this little white line around them, if you guys can see that. But you want to be sending eco because the more money you spend on sending balloons, the better eco you get, and the better eco means you'll get more money in the long run. Now our opponent is doing pretty good. They have a boomerang monkey, which is that right there. And they have an ice monkey as well as Quincy. Their Quincy's in a decent spot. What we are going to do, we are going to press the H key and send space white balloons. Why? Their ice monkey can't pop. They have to rely on Quincy and the boomerang monkey to pop those, and also the mortar, which they just placed, which is right back here. So we're gonna press Control Spacebar, and that'll balloon boost it, which will make that faster. It'll make the balloons go faster on their side. We're gonna press the hotkey number 1. That'll use Quincy's level 3 ability. And then we are also going to get a second 203 tack sprayer so we can defend. Now that they're defending that rush, that's your first common rush is space whites on round 5. We're gonna go back to ecoing with blues. Space whites are a really good option to rush your opponent in the early game, and sometimes you can get the win off of those. It's a really good option, but sometimes it won't work. We're gonna sell this into an overdrive, which is a 204 on the tack shooter, but we have nothing to pop camo balloons except for Quincy. Quincy can pop camo balloons. So on round 12, there is an AI camo green. The AI balloons are the ones coming out of this path where my mouse is. They'll follow this path down here, around, over, and out. The player sent balloons. So what our opponent is actually sending us comes from here. and takes the opposite path. Now what we're going to do, since it's round 11, I'm just going to use the mouse. We're going to send our opponent purples. We're going to press Control Space, balloon boost them. Purple's a really easy rush. This is how you're going to win your first games in battles too. If you want to win, send purples on round 11. It works about 95% of the time. Sometimes it depends on what your opponent's doing. If your opponent is really good at the game, they're ecoing, they've got a ton of towers unlocked, they got stuff unlocked that you don't have, they're probably purposely going down to this arena just so they can be winning. So you can see we can unlock Gwendolyn for free. So we're going to go ahead and get her. We have 260 monkey money. We still haven't completed this quest of unlocking a new monkey. Not a big deal, because again, we're saving up for that sub. The monkey sub is by far the best tower you can get first, because you unlock tiers 1 through 4. When you unlock it, you'll have the submergent support, which is the top path, 3rd tier, and you'll be able to get the 320 on that, and that can de-camo for you, and then your tack shooter will be able to pop the balloons that it wouldn't be able to normally, because camo balloons can't be seen by tack shooters and some other towers without upgrades, and some towers in general just can't pop camos. For example, the tack shooter, it cannot pop camos. The dart monkey can through an upgrade. Now we're going to place Gwendolyn right there. We're going to eco with grooved reds. Gwendolyn by far is going to be your best hero. The reason being is she can pop lead balloons for you without needing upgrades. The only downside is she can't pop camos, but in this arena, your opponent can't even send you camos or regens or fortified. It's just whatever's in the AI. So with that said, we're going to be ecoing with grouped reds like we normally do. We are going to place a tack shooter right here. Generally anywhere where there's like a little crossover section is best for a tack shooter. And we're going to work on getting the 203. Right now, we're just going to get the 202. We don't have the money for it. It's about to cross over to round 3. Group blues just unlocked. Again, you see how there's 2 balloons in the little image instead of 1. That's how you can tell they're grouped, which means they're tightly packed together. Whereas if we had just a single balloon, they'd be spaced out. That's why they're called spaced and grouped. So if you look over here next to our opponent's tack shooter, you can see that group. And then, for example, if I press D, we'll send a couple sets of space greens, and then take a look how they're not as tightly packed. But when you're ecoing, you want to eco generally with the grouped balloons. Now, which ones exactly depends on the situation. Generally, rounds 1 and 2, grouped reds. 2, 3, and 4. Actually, really, round 3 to 8, I like ecoing with grouped blues. I don't really like switching over to grouped greens unless I have the opportunity to. Which right now I do, but I'm gonna hold off on it just because if you guys are following along, I don't recommend you do that. Now, we are not gonna be sending space whites because our opponent has a Juggernaut up here. That's going to be able to easily wipe out any balloon we send them right now. Even on round 11 with purples, that thing will shred it. So we're going to have to save up for a massive rush if we do that. Now, with that being said, sometimes it's not worth it to rush your opponent, or sometimes it's worth it to wait. So what you're going to see here is we're going to save up. We're going to get this overdrive. right now. That's going to defend everything that we need. We ran out of some money sending group blues, but you can see we have 530 eco on round 7. That's very, very good. Generally, sending purples would be the way to win, but since they have that juggernaut, we're going to save up for a bigger rush. And if that doesn't work, I have another trick in mind. Said other trick involves waiting until round 20 when we can send Moabs. Now, Moabs are big blimps where they have a ton of health, but they're pretty slow. So, depending on our opponent's eco situation, their tower situation, is going to depend on how they react to it. They keep balloon boosting, but they're not sending anything. They're doing nothing when they do that. They have a balloon bot that isn't sending us anything. And then here's a cool trick if you didn't know. So Gwendolyn has this level 3 ability. It's like a Molotov cocktail. You can actually click on this and target it. So we want to target it right there. And we're going to use that ability right now. As you can see, it puts a little pile of fire. We're going to end up selling this since our opponent knows to send us leads. And we are going to get a 302 hot shots. So that way that can pop leads for us as well. We're going to eco with grouped greens now that grouped blues are no longer available. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to get a ring of fire. Reason being, it's just overall good defense. Now, our opponent has that juggernaut, which can pop lead, but we didn't rush them on round 11, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to send them as many purples as possible and see how they react, how they defend. If we can get them to tower boost, they're going to use their level 3 ability. They defended just fine. So that's completely fine. And I do believe it's round 20 we can send Moabs, which I'll explain more about that in another video with all the balloon types and what you need to know. I just have to switch back to my main account so that way I can go into the balloon lab, which is a club member specific feature. So it will not be part of this account because I already paid for it on that one. I'm not paying for it again. Now, since the Ring of Fire and Gwendolyn both use fire, they cannot damage purple balloons. So this right here is Moab. It's round 17. I got my rounds mixed up. We're going to send our opponent 2 of these. These are spaced, which is completely fine. We don't mind that. We're going to press Control Space and balloon boost them, make them faster. And they're either going to have to tower boost and use their level 3, or they might just die to that. Those ceramics just got through, so they will die to that. And that's how you can easily get your first wins. Sending that purple rush on round 11 works most of the time. And sending Moabs works if that round 11 purple rush doesn't. As you can see, I'm not really using the bomb tower or the dart monkey that much. That's because the tack shooter is really the all-around best tower that you get out the gate. So if you know how to use the tack shooter properly, it's going to really help you throughout the entire game. Because even in the highest arena, that's still a viable tower. Most strategies will work. You just have to find the right person. Just because I'm somebody that can use Gwendolyn with Tack Village Spike Factory as what I said a beginner strategy was 3 years ago, maybe to you that's too complicated, and that's okay. Maybe something like Bomb Ice Village would be better for you. It's always going to depend on the person. Not every strategy will work with every person, just like in a card game, not every deck works well with each person, if you know what I mean. So with that said, we've got 320 monkey money, still not enough for that monkey sub. We cannot unlock any heroes currently. We have Quincy and Gwendolyn unlocked. You can see the pricing of all the different heroes. And you can see up here, we have 2 out of 24 unlocked. Even on my main account, I still don't have every hero unlocked. And it's not a big deal if you don't. When you're a beginner, Gwendolyn will carry you. Trust me, I know. I just passed 150 hours in this game. I know what I'm doing at this point. And I can confidently tell you, Gwendolyn will be your best hero. And you don't even need to save up for Scientist Gwendolyn. They do essentially the exact same thing. Scientist Gwendolyn is the hero alt. You need 40,000 Gwendolyn XP and 2,000 monkey money to unlock her. But her abilities are pretty much the same, but they do a little bit more damage. So is it worth it to invest in Scientist Gwendolyn? I would say yes, but not right away. I'd work on unlocking every single tower first. Even if you aren't going to use it, having every tower unlocked is generally helpful. But you don't want to just go all willy-nilly and be like, oh, this is a random tower, I'm going to unlock this one. Oh, this random tower, I'm going to unlock this one. Because different towers do different things. For example, the banana farm, it makes you money. The monkey village, it has a path to make you money. The bottom path, monkey economy, monkey city, and monkeyopolis, those can all make you money. But it has this grow blocker feature, which stops regrow balloons from regenning. I call them regen. Game calls them regrow. In Battles 1, they were called regen, so I always call them regen, so that way people know what I'm talking about. But as you can see, it prevents regrow balloons from working in the radius. So regrow balloons, they are heart-shaped, and if you pop one, and then you take too long to pop off the next layer, it'll regen up to whatever balloon it was. So if I send space regen whites, and they pop off the white layer, and then they wait too long, it will regen back up to a white balloon. And that's important because if this village stops it within its radius. The radar scanner allows all monkey in the radius to attack camo balloons. For example, the tack shooter doesn't natively have camo detection, so that is a very viable option when you are considering towers. The only thing I don't like about the monkey village is it's double the price of the monkey sub, and it's a lot more expensive to upgrade during a game, so that's why I'd rather save up for the monkey sub and get this emergent support, which reveals camo balloons in radius but does not attack while submerged. Now if you want it to do some damage, you can get the plutonium reactor, but it's not required. There is a clan tab where you can join a clan, create a clan. We're not going to bother with that. It doesn't really matter. It's not going to help you. But there is the season tab, which is important. As you can see, we played 2 games. We get golden bananas. These golden bananas will let you get the season prizes. So as you can see, we just got a new profile picture. So you can do these quests down here and you can unlock all of this stuff. So if we go into profile, we can put that on as our profile picture. Now me, I'm gonna put this one on, and then you can see we have these little titles. So we can do that, we can do that. I'm going to put this one on just because I think it's funny. But with that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope to see you in the next episode.